Really quick before we get started, I want to just explain a couple things so that our whole process makes sense. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that we're using two different types of lyrics today. One of them is synced lyrics that you're looking at on the left. You'll notice that these have timestamps so that each line will show up in time with the music. Those are kind of cool. These are usually ending in .lrc, so they're regular text files, but their extension is a little bit different, and that kind of lets you know that we're going to be dealing with synced files, or synced lyrics rather, than just plain text like you see over here on the right. I usually like to keep both styles of lyrics. This is simply because I often see a lot of errors in synced lyrics, and so it's nice to have kind of back and forth that I can look at in case I need to fix things. I also like that the plain lyrics have this extra information with these headers, and sometimes when you have multiple artists, they'll even list who is speaking during what portions, and that's some nice information to have. So I like to keep them for those reasons, but you can do whatever you want. It's your library. The second thing that I wanted to get into is talking about the different container types. So you'll notice in this folder here, I have our synced lyric files here. I have our plain lyrics down here as text. And I also have FLAC, M4A, MP3, OPUS, and down here I have some WAV files. The thing that we're going to need to remember today is that the different container types have different ways of essentially organizing or dealing with your metadata. There are different standards for metadata tagging. What this means for us today is that we're going to need to make sure that for the container that we have, we're placing our lyrics in the proper tag so that they're actually read by our music player and thereby visible when we actually want to see them. So for FLAC and OPUS files, you're going to want to put whatever lyrics that you want to see in the lyrics tag. If you're using these M4A or anything in an MP4 container, the MP3 files or the WAV files, you're going to want to use unsynced lyrics as the tag that you're putting your lyrics into, because that's what's actually going to be visible. Now, because I know that there are two lyric fields that exist and only one of them is going to be visible, I've taken advantage of the fact that I have some extra space, if you will, and that's where I carry that second set of lyrics for most of my tracks. So without further ado, let's get straight into it and see how it's done. So I'm popping over here to MP3TAG. The first thing that I am going to do is I want to add two fields so that I can actually see the lyrics that we're going to be editing. So I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Options, and then I will come down here to Tag Panel. We're going to click this button here to add a new field. And the first one that I'm going to add is lyrics, so I will type that in here. You can also use the drop down and find it, but I find typing it is a little faster. This field right here is the actual tag name that we're using. The name that you see here in this box is what's going to be appearing in your tag panel. So I can put whatever I want here. For this one, I'm going to name it FLAC/OPUS. That way we know if this is the container that we're using, that's where those lyrics need to be. In the type, I'm going to do multi-line because these are lyrics and it's nice to have a small window you can kind of scroll through. So we will do 4 rows is probably enough. Yeah, that'll do it. We'll click OK. I want to move this up a little bit, so I'm going to click on it and move it up to above comment, so it should show up right around here. And then I'm going to add my next field, which is unsynced lyrics. And for this one, it's going to be, we're going to do MP3/wave/MP4. That way we know for all of those files, this is where those lyrics are going to go. And now we'll do multi-line here. And I'm going to do 4 rows again. I'll click OK. OK. And now we have our two lyric fields here. So that we're good now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Actions. We're going to create an action group. And in my case, I'm actually going to import my synced lyrics and my plain lyrics at the same time, because I have both sets for each of these files. So I'm going to go up here to New. We're going to name this action group Importing Lyrics. And we're going to start with our first step. I'm going to go to our drop down here, and we're going to be looking for import text file. I'm going to click OK. Now in the field here, I'm going to do my synced lyrics first. So those are the ones that I want visible on this file, which happens to be FLAC. And then I'm going down to the file name here. And in my case, I'll show these again. All of my files are just the title of the track with the extension immediately following that. And because I'm going to do a little something funny here, these are all synced lyrics, these are all plain lyrics, but one of the files that I would like to import these lyrics for is going to be an MP3 file, which means that my synced lyrics, I need to be in the unsynced lyrics field, which will pop back up here again. That means I need the lyrics to show up down here, not up here. So for that particular file, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the extension of this one. I think I'm going to have to put a little 1 here for a placeholder for now. Yes, I do. And then I'm going to find this one here, and I'm going to change this to LRC. And now we'll get rid of that 1 in the front. Nice. Okay. So now I'm going to come back over to MP3TAG again, and we're back where we started. So we've got lyrics here. Now I need to put in the file name, which again for me is going to be the title, followed by .lrc, because I'm trying to grab that synced lyrics file, or at least for this one it is. So in the case that you have files that are matching the file name of your track, instead you're going to be typing underscore file name, and then you'll be putting .lrc. That's not particularly me, so again I'm going to use title.lrc, and this will be that for me. Again, I want to do all of mine in one step, so I'm going to go new, and we're going to do this again, import text file. I'm going to hit OK. This time we want to go to unsynced lyrics. Now the method that we did before is great because it will pull any of those files as long as your music and your lyric files are in the same folder. Let's say that they're not. In that case, you would want to click here, figure out wherever your music or lyric files are, and then you would find it. You would click open. What I'm going to do here is we're going to come back to this end, and I need to change this whole last part because this path is correct, but what I need this to be here is title %.txt, because I want you to find a text file so that you can import that to my unsynced lyrics field down here. Now with this setup, it doesn't matter where your music is so long as your lyric files are in this destination. In the other setup before, your lyrics and your music needs to always be in the same folder. It doesn't matter where they are in your computer, just as long as they're together, wherever they may be. So depending on what your setup is, you may want to use this method or this method, completely up to you. So now I'm going to click OK. We're going to hit close, yes, and the ones that we're going to be looking to import are How Fast, I think it's Afraid of Water, Black Anime, and Apple Bottom Jeans. Yeah, that's all of them. So now we'll go to Actions, and then I will go to Importing Lyrics. I clicked on the wrong file. Whoops. So How Fast, as you can see, this one worked. Black Anime, this one also worked. Afraid of Water was the one I was supposed to hit, so that one didn't work. And then here we have our Apple Bottom Jeans. This one also worked, and you'll notice that my synced lyrics ended up down here, which is perfect. So because I clicked this one, or didn't click this one, I need to run that, and voila, now I have my lyrics here. So that is how it's done. One thing I would like to also note is that for MP4 container files, you cannot put lyrics in both of these. I will show you how that works out. If you try to put anything in the FLAC/OPUS lyrics area, you will find that it bounces down here immediately. This is just the MP4 container in all of its glory, so be aware. You will have to make sure that you only put things into unsynced lyrics, which is this area down here, and then you'll be fine. So do note that. Other than that, have fun.